Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Xiao. Xiao never really yelled at you throughout your entire relationship. But the two of you have not been dating for that long, so you do doubt that there is a lot of it that you've seen. And you're patiently waiting to know more about him, as the two of you would supposedly lived together for a very long time, and hopefully you would continue on being a thing, as you would so hope. You want to be with him, more than anything, because you love him, and you believe the two of you can make a long-lasting couple. But the doubts in your mind, well, they're not very clear on that. And in fact, they seem to be a little bit against your own ideas. So that's why it's a little bit difficult to be convinced on whether or not the two of you are ever going to continue. Not to mention, you had your own issues, your own problems that were outside of this, and you had no idea what to do, and whether or not Xiao was prepared to deal with them, whether he would want to in the first place. And you knew one day his own decision on that would be very clear to you, whether or not you asked him. And so, the day came in its own, as much as you would dread it and fear it happening. You knew the day would come. You were terrified and scared because you did not want him to leave you. You were just very sensitive to loud noise. And when all of a sudden you were standing by him and he yelled at someone, you'd never really heard him so angry before. And it scared you. It scared you so much that you felt like you were zoning out, and you flinched. It was like you couldn't actually focus on him. That it was just Xiao. It was nothing that you should be worried about. No one that you should be scared of. But your mind wouldn't listen to that, as you flinched away from him, and he looked at you with wide eyes. So much guilt, and so much concern in them. Wyan. Oh, darling, please. I didn't mean to raise my voice like that. I never meant to frighten you. Please don't be scared of me, he says, and he looks so nervous, so scared of actually scaring you even further. And as you stay still, looking at him, he doesn't make any fast moves or advance towards you. Instead, he holds his hands up until you're a little bit calmer, before slowly moving towards you, and even slower, he wraps his arms around you, pulling you into his arms gently. You're okay, Wayan. I promise. You'll be okay. He whispers words of comfort, and that day you receive your answer, that no matter how irrational your fears may be, or what you may go through, and how difficult it may be to deal with, he would be with you until the very end, and you could trust him on that. You could always know that he will be there. He'll love you, no matter how difficult your hardships may be. Scaramouche. Scaramouche never meant to frighten you in this way. He never meant to frighten you at all, but he never really expected this to happen either. A lot of things happened between the two of you, and a lot of things were not really understood by him. He still struggled to understand this relationship, to know where the two of you are heading, to be able to navigate the new feelings that he's experiencing. They are a lot. They're very different, and they're very difficult. And you admire the amount of effort that he goes through just to be able to put a smile on your face at the end of the day. You do. You love him, and you understand him perfectly. But it's a little bit difficult when all he does, sometimes, is misunderstand things or get mad at others. You can see that his treatment of you is different, but you never really knew to what extent until you saw him yelling at someone, calling them stupid. And the way he raised his voice, the way he sounded so cruel for a moment, it made you flinch, terrified, scaring you a bit. He knew this was Scaramouche. He knew he was your lover and all. But still, it was a lot seeing him this way. And you can't help but be a little bit afraid. It's not something within your control, and it's not something you can easily overcome. So when he turns to look toward you, he does not expect the look in your face, or the way you take a step back. Lion, Lion, why are you acting that way? He says, getting more confused with each moment, and you frown, looking away. You don't really know what to say, or what you could say that would make this sound reasonable, and would not make him get mad at you for being scared for such a silly thing. Not to mention, you were getting yourself involved in something that did not concern you. But he only seemed more worried as you stayed quiet, getting closer to you. And when you took another step back, he paused. You're scared, he said, frowning. You're scared of me, Oyan. Is that it? And when he nodded, he looked heartbroken. But then he sighed, shaking his head. I understand. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have reacted that way. I know I'm not the best Oyan, but I am trying, and I want to be better for your sake. Maybe it's not so good that I don't care about anyone else, but I really am trying to be good. I'm sorry it's not working straight away. But next time I frighten you in this way, please, just tell me. Tell me what you need. Tell me what I can do, and I'll do it. I'll do anything, Wayan. Please. He whispered, and after you just stayed quiet for a little bit, you wrapped your arms around him tightly, and he kissed your cheek, holding you close to him. He loved you more than anything, more than anyone else in the entire world, and he's so glad he gets to have you. So he's certainly not tarnishing the gift that he has now.